Hello, this is Mixers Right. This is part 21 of my biological tier list, which we're going to talk about the house that starts with the letter W. First one on this part that we're going to talk about is the West African lion. This is a very perfect choice for the game since while the lion is a staple in zoos and zoo games, the West African subspecies of population is a rare sighting in captivity, especially outside of Africa, being only one place in Belgium that keeps it, definitively keeps it. I think it would have made more sense if the game outlined for the species in general, all of the Asian lions being the most unique lion. Now, the West African lion is pretty much the mascot of the games. It's in the poster and its tail is on the logo. However, it has a reputation for being what I consider to be the worst habitat animal in the entire game. If I'm going to be honest, it actually finds to be the most overhated games. It's all the males, I will say, does look terrible. But the face is a bit cartoonish. I actually think the females look okay, and I want to say I do think there are worse animals in the game than the West African lion. And I don't even think it's the worst cat. It's the snow leopard. And so since I guess because I guess it's probably not a bit of scary, but just at the higher parts of it. Next up is the Western chimpanzee, which I think is an odd choice since most places don't specify which subspecies of chimpanzee they've got. However, if Frontier really wanted to have a particular subspecies of chimpanzee, it does make sense for it to go for the Western one. It is the most unique, rarest, and most commonly kept subspecies of chimpanzee in captivity. To all the prides in the game, this would not be the worst one, as the model is cartoonish, it lacks colour variations, as the male aren't as bulky as they should. So this is going in the bad category, and this is actually lower than the West African law. And it's going to go, I guess, here. Next is the Western Diamondback rattlesnake. It's one of the small rattlesnakes again that actually since rattlesnake is one of the most iconic types of snakes out there, with the Western Diamondback species being the most commonly found one, both in wild and in captivity. So it's one of the better snakes in the game since while the model is passable, the animation of it was very cool, and so it's going in the great cut. With it being a rattlesnake, iconic. And going to go, I guess, yeah, do. Next up is the Western Lowland Gorilla, which is an obvious choice for the games. Gorillas are the flagship animals for the jungles of Africa. The Western Lowland, in particular, being by far the main one that you would see in captivity. It's probably because it's so long fasting. It's that's the best in captivity, which yeah. So. Out of the 4 great traits in the game, this is definitely the best one. Since all the model was possible, the animations are, and it's a rare gorilla. It's a gorilla, and a big animal. It's going to go. I think Well, it's not really. Yeah. Next is the white-faced Saki monkey, which is the last primate as the last one from the Americas for me to talk about. It's a pretty good choice, mainly because it's a new monkey that's actually brought in captivity, unlike the Colombian white-faced capuchin. In general, white-faced Saki is definitely the better out of the two new monkeys in the game. The smaller model's okay. It's better than the one for the Colombian white-faced capuchin. And so this is going the great, especially since it's a new old monkey, which I think I mentioned it when talking Colombian white-faced capuchin a while back. That's a thing the game should have had more new old monkey. Let's all have to go here. Stop is the wild boar of the Eurasia Pack, which is a very good. Yes, this is one of the most iconic wild suiting out there, and this is a very common sight in European and Asian zoos. I'm not a big fan of it. The game, you've just find the face, especially with the to be cartoonish. So this is going in the yoga category. Going to go, I guess, here. Up next is the wild water buffalo, which is the last one of the West pack for me to talk about. This is a very baffling choice, since the wild water buffalo is an animal that, according to Zoo Tierlist, isn't currently present in captivity at all. So almost says that the game went for the domestic water buffalo instead. Now I will say that it is better than the Cape buffalo, especially comes to the model. But since it's an awkward animal to use, since it isn't present in zoos, this is going in the good category. So the model's okay. And let's go here. No coincidence enough, I've got another cattle and another animal from the Eurasia Pack to talk about. The European bison. This is a great choice of the kids. It's the largest European land animal, and it's a notable animal in conservation history. It's a common sight in European zoos. Now, whether this is a controversial period, since most people don't care much about the European zoo, this is actually one of my favorite titles in the game. So this is straight away put it very up in the excellence category. Here, this is big. Is not always the model accurate, and it's not that I have a large amount of personal attachment to. It is the first wild cat that I can recall seeing, which the first time I saw was our Talent, which unfortunately doesn't have them anymore. And so Venice conservation has been to be very interesting. And this is actually an animal that's used to so it's in the UK. So there's actually a thriving semi-wild European bison had in the UK, which I think is very cool. Anyway, so the last animal for me to talk this part is the wolverine, which is yet another animal from the Eurasia pack for me to talk about. This is the last habitat animal for me to talk about. It's another good choice in the Eurasia packs. So it was the highly requested animal for the game once the Tasmanian devil was added in. It's bull for being the largest land-dwelling mustelid and its occasional sighting in captivity. Find it in some European zoos. And this is another animal that's going in the excellent category. The models are accurate and software are great. Say about it. It's going to go, I think here will do. And then, I could also talk about the yellow anaconda in this part, end the series there. But I feel like saving it for a 20-second part, and then in this part I will also be doing an overview of the completed tier list. So, it's all have next.